All right, what's going on, friends? In this video, I'm going to show you how to install these Tiger fender flares. Yeah, not bushwhacker, Tiger. But they are like 1/4 the price as bushwhacker. So I was willing to give them a shot, and I've already had these on here for a week, and I think these are going to be awesome. I really don't know why you need to spend so much money on bushwhacker. You can actually get these and have them painted if you want, or you can paint them yourself if you want, but I've never had bushwhacker, but I'm gonna guess these things are probably almost exactly like bushwhacker. Now I have the black bolts in here. These are just for look. I did buy them. Those are actually from bushwhacker bolts. They do come with like a chrome type stainless steel or chrome looking bolt that goes in there. And I put the black ones in just because everything on my truck is black. And they fit, like, I think, perfect. I'll take you around the truck here real quick and show you what it looks like. But I have one thing I want to try to tell you. I'll show you the part right here on the screen that I want. It goes in behind this, right up in here. That I want to try to give you a tip before you put that on of what to do. All right, these right here are some of the little screws that come with the kit. I recommend taking one of these screws, and before you put that other plastic piece on in there, you'll see when you watch this video, or if you do buy these, even if they are bushwhacker, I'm sure they come with that same type of piece. Take that piece and there's two little metal clips on there. Pull one of them metal clips off, and I recommend like trying to put it, like if you have a vise, just clamp it in a vise real gently, and take this screw and screw it right into that metal clip. That way you already have that bolt screwed into that metal clip. Then take it out of that metal clip and put that little metal clip back on that plastic piece. That way when you go to screw this on, it's going to screw into that metal a lot easier, because it was kind of a pain to screw. There's a screw here and a screw here. It was a little bit of a pain to screw into the metal clips, and I thought of that after the fact. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Let me walk you around, and then you can get on into the video and watch how I install these. All right, this is the front one on the passenger side. And I plan on putting a bumper on this truck one of these days, so if you want to keep watching my channel. This one here is the driver's side, and I'll show you a little more up close and personal. I do show you this throughout the video, but it sits real nice and tight. And I did put some paint protection film in behind this. You can probably barely see it, other than right there. I think I got it dirty when I was putting it on, so be careful. That way this does not rub. So I will show you how to put that on also, so this doesn't ruin your paint of your truck. How nice and tight they fit in the back tires. And I have that paint protection film in behind these ones too. But I am very, very happy. Other than you cannot put your mud flap back on, but they kind of come built with a mud flap. I plan on buying some aftermarket mud flaps. I think that will still go on there, I hope. But that's what they look like. And one of my next videos will be putting a tonneau cover on here. I'm getting I'll put on the screen here what type of tonneau cover I do plan on getting. It's coming in the mail here in like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days, and it's like one of the cheapest places I could find. If you watch that video, you will see a really nice tonneau cover. It's an aluminum one that rolls all the way up to like right here, and you'll have it rolled up. They come out really nice. I mean, it's nice and tight. It's nice and tight. I think these are definitely as nice as bushwhacker. But, well, I hope this video helps you install these if you do end up getting these, or you already have them. All right, this is some of the stuff that does come with the Tiger fender flares. You're going to get your front fender flares and your rear fender flares, all four. And these two pieces here were going to be used for up front. You will get a whole roll of the gasket that's going to go around the fender flares. These are the nuts and bolts that go on that are just for looks. You're going to get new screws, a couple plastic pieces. This is for your gasket to make sure it's seated right on your truck. You're going to get a T45. That's for putting all these on, and some directions. They all will be labeled where they go on the truck. Like this one says driver's side rear, and the other one over here will say driver's side front. And then I have two over here that I already got open. These are my passenger side fender flares. And now this is all like the tools and the extra stuff that I bought. I'm going to use some alcohol to clean my truck to make sure my paint protection film is going to stick. Now I'm going to put this underneath where the gasket is going to sit on my truck, but this will help protect it. I plan on putting this on, and maybe in a year or two I'm going to take these off just to see how good this did. So if you're watching this a year or 2 years later, look for that video. But this all come with that protection film. And then I have some vinyl tape. This is for vehicles for painting. That's going to help me put that on. I bought that extra. Oh, and I did buy, these are bushwhacker black. Everything on my truck is actually black. I don't have chrome on my truck, so I bought these extra. So in case you do want black, I will have these down in the description. If you don't want black, it does come with all the chrome ones. These fender flares will be down in the description, along with all this stuff over here too. And if you want some of these really nice microfiber towels, I will have these in the description. And then some of the tools you are going to need, you're going to need a 10 millimeter socket. It looks like the nuts to put these on are a 1/2 inch for some reason, but that seemed to fit the best, a 1/2 inch. And I have a T45 in this drill. It does come with that T45, like I said. And this is just another 10 millimeter. You might need a utility knife to cut that rubber gasket. That should be about it. And because I'm getting old, I'm going to use this for my knees. All right, well, let's get started. Hopefully I showed you all the tools that I'm going to need. If I forgot something, I'll try to throw that in here before I get started. All right, the first thing I'm going to do, which is definitely one of the easiest steps, is I'm going to put all my decorative bolts on, whatever you want to call them. They're going to go right like that. Now, if you didn't order the black ones like I did, you're going to have to use the ones that come in the kit. So either put your ones that came in the kit on and just put it in that hole like that. And then the set that I bought didn't come with nuts, so I'm going to use the nuts that came with it. Shouldn't have to tell you, but this is a lock nut. See the little white part in the inside? That should go to the outside. So that is how they're going to go together, like that. Not like that. Just doing these by hand first, then I will get my tools out. Just like that. Flip this over. Tighten them up with my T45 and my 1/2 inch wrench. That'll work. All right, now I'm going to do the other ones just like that. All right, I'm starting to put this rubber gasket on, and I have some super glue. I'm putting a little bit of super glue on the beginning and the ends, like where these really tight curves are, just to make sure that sticks on there real good. Once I put that on, then I start pulling the rubber or the red stuff off the back. You can pretty much put that almost all the way around there, then pull this off if you want. But you have to start pulling this off a little bit in the beginning. Like I said, just put a little bit of super glue. I think it's going to help to seal that on real good. Just a little bit right around this corner, right on the end. And try not to glue my hands on it. That super glue is strong. Just going around, making sure that stuck on there good. Yeah, and another thing I did do before I put all this rubber gasket on, I took some of this alcohol and I cleaned that off right where it's going to stick on there. I think this one's ready. All right, I'm noticing when you're putting this rubber seal on, just make sure you get this beginning started and don't try to start stretching that around there. or it's not going to sit real good. Be careful if you do what I did, don't glue fingers together, so just be careful there in the beginning. Once you get going, you can kind of put this all the way around here. Just try not to stretch it too much. I think out here it's not going to matter. In the beginning, you don't want to stretch it too much because it'll pull off that corner, the little sharp corner there. Oh, and I did kind of found, this is my second one that I'm putting on. I kind of unrolled some of that just so it doesn't start getting all wound up. So I unrolled some of it before I even started. I'm just pushing this on. I didn't even pull the red stuff off yet. All the way around. Seems like it's the easiest thing for me to do. Cut my finger. All right, I just put on the passenger side rear fender flare and it wasn't too bad. You're going to need 8 of these little screws that come with it to put that rear fender flare on. You're going to need your 10 millimeter socket. You can either use something like this or I have my old Milwaukee. And I'm going to show you a couple little tricks. It does line up, but it definitely fits like it is perfect. It's like super tight, which kind of makes it a little bit hard to get it on, but I'll show you what I did. And I don't think it was too bad. It might help if you maybe have a little help. First, you're going to have to take off your rear mud flap, and you're not going to be able to put it back on. So I'm hoping in the future here that I'm going to buy some aftermarket mud flaps. It kind of has a mud flap somewhat in the back. There's 5 screws that you got to take out to get that mud flap out. And then there's one little like push pin down underneath here. Let me show you that push pin. That one was kind of a little more of a pain. But I think if you take that out before you take the screws out, it might make it easier. The kit actually comes with new ones. Oh, and I found out a headlamp maybe helps also, because it's hard to line up the screws. This right here, that's the little, like, I don't know, I call it a little push pin. But there's a piece in there you can stick your screwdriver in and just kind of pry down on it. Or turn your screwdriver like that. You got to kind of get that piece out. There we go. Yeah, it's easier if you do this before. Just work it. Have just a little screwdriver. If you pull that out, and I have a little tool that I can. There we go. Yep. Not too bad. Focus, baby, focus. Come on, baby. Yeah, but you got to get that little plastic piece out to get that out. Now, if you didn't ruin that, you could put that back in, but the kit comes with a brand new one. That's what's going to go up in there. And then there is, you got to take out that screw, that screw, that screw, that screw, and that screw. Real simple. I love this tool. I'll put one of these down in the description. I don't know if you'd want one, but I love this thing. Definitely makes this kind of stuff way easier. I'm going to wipe this off like that. If that matters, I don't know. See, this is where all the screws are going to go, in those little things. Up there, right here. So all the way around there is where you're going to line up them screws. Some of them you don't use, but some of them you do. If you are using something like this, you're only screwing in the plastic. So I put them in 90% of the way with this, then I just go by hand. I'm going to get these all on and then maybe even stick it out in the sun for like an hour. And then I'm going to take them pretty much back off, which is going to suck. And then I'm going to put them all on again. I have to put them all on, then I have to trace it out with this so I can put this on. And if you're not putting that on, it's going to be a lot faster. This is what I found. You see like 2 little nubs here. Yeah, and on this side, there's 2 little nubs there. You're going to see on the fender flare where it kind of goes around those little nubs. I'm going to get this one right here started, and then I will work my way around. This is where it would be easier if you had somebody to push on this a little. Turn my light on. Oh yeah, see, headlamp. Helps so much because you can see better. Get that lined up. Let me go forward, not reverse. Got that one lined up. Now I'm going to go over here. The second one might be a little bit harder. So you can kind of look at it first and then push it back in place. With your headlamp, if you have one, you can see when the hole's lined up. I got two in. I want to show you. Let me get one of these in, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Push that in. I can see the hole. When I get that started, I end up getting it. It's a little crooked like that because I got the tip started in the hole. So then I get my ratchet in there, and you could probably still do this by hand, I think. But then I will push it in and kind of start and straighten it up. Just like that. And I didn't go all the way. Now I'm not going to tighten them until I get to the end. But that's how I'm pretty much doing every one of them. I just get the tip in and then I straighten it up. It's kind of a pain, but not too bad. I'm kind of good at this kind of stuff, so. Thank goodness I got air conditioning in my garage. Thank you, Mr. Cool. You guys ever hear of Mr. Cool air conditioners? I have a video on that also, installing one. Anybody can put one in if you're good with tools. See, I push that one in. It looks like it's a little bit that way. Yeah, right there. You gotta push on it. That one looks really crooked, but I know I can get it started. Like that. Gotta push. It definitely goes. You got to push on it a little bit and see the hole. Okay, that one's really crooked, but got it started. All right, now I can do it by hand. Remember, they're just plastic. Don't get all crazy on them. You can strip them out. Can't wait, I get to do this a second time. That one definitely, I felt it start to tighten. That's it, there. Now I can push that push pin back in. Actually, I don't want to put that push pin in. Now, when you put that push pin in, you're going to have to put your hand right here and really push over, and it will go right in. I don't really want to put them all the way in. No, I'm going to do that at the end because you'll put this piece in, and then you're going to put the little other pin inside of it, and it will hold it there. But I don't want to do it because I want to take these right back off, and these things are a pain. So, all right, let me show you how nice and tight these definitely fit. Look at that. Look at that. Nice and tight. I mean, you're not going to get any tighter. And I think they'll settle in even better when you sit it in the sun. And then that gasket will stay on there. You're supposed to take this gasket, this part here, and run it around the top, but make sure that's all sitting properly. But to me, it looks like a waste. It looks like it's sitting properly. I don't know how much better it's going to get. Yeah, just run it around like that. I guess make sure it's sitting on there good. Around your gas cap. I guess it can't hurt once you get it on there. Right, then the other piece you're supposed to go around it, but I don't know, mine looks good. I ain't messing with that. Then the hook piece, you're supposed to go all the way in behind it. It's so tight. I don't think it could move. That looks good. I think I'm going to get some kind of black or some plastic protective coating. Every time I wash my truck, I'm going to spray it on these. Hopefully they'll keep them looking nice. If you're not putting that paint protection film on there, you're all done with the back one. Hopefully you didn't strip these out. And I guess you could check these in a week or two. That's how you do that back one. Really happy with these. Right here on my truck, it has paint protection film right there. And I'm just going to go from there around and put it on the rest of it. Now let me go to the front and I'll try to give you some tips on the front one. We still got to put, keep watching because we still got to put this on the front. All right, I'm on to the front fender flare. We have to put this piece on, and you have to take off your front mud flap if you have one. I don't have any front mud flap on, so I don't have to remove mine. Then you're going to need 2 screws for this, and I think 7 for the fender flare. But we got to put this on first. I'm going to try to show you where this goes. There are metal pieces on here that you're going to screw into. Make sure they're lined up with those plastic holes. Just make sure you can see through those holes in that hole. Okay, and then on the driver's side, you're going to want one that says FL. See, FL, FL. Now this piece is going to go on like that. There's like a hole. This is where we're going to put our first 2 screws are going to go into the ones that don't have the little metal bracket thing. We're going to go in just the plastic. Then there's 2 up here like on an angle. One right here and one right here in the middle. You're going to see where to put these 2 screws in. That gives us somewhere to screw the fender flare to. So like that. You can just get that finger started. This actually goes on pretty easy. Just make sure you move those metal things like I said. Check them.
There are 2 screws right there that you have to take out before you put this on. I did the other side. You'd think I'd remembered that.
Other screws. We're going to put these 2 top ones in first this time. So I did this on the other side. It was a little bit of a pain putting them on last. I need like eyeballs on the top of my head or something. Got it, I think. Yeah, that one's on. Definitely, I think the back ones are definitely a little harder, or a little easier, so now. Now, these ones, oh, that one's popping down. Is that in? These are going into that metal bracket, so it's definitely going to feel different. There, I think I got it. I had to push in and push up with my hand till I found the hole. Then I put it in. It's definitely. This seems a little bit harder to do. It's fitting tight. They're going to feel different when you're tightening them up. I think I'm good because I'm going to take these all back off anyway. All right. Definitely a little bit trickier on the front, but it can be done. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to turn my tire so I can see them bolts better. See if that helps. I was pushing too hard on the front. Went right by them. Turning my wheel did help. Yeah, that's better. I forgot to take, there's 2 screws here you got to take out. You dummy. I think I can get them out without taking my front one off. I think I'd remember that. There are 2 screws right there that you have to take out before you put this on. I did the other side. You'd think I'd remembered that. Guess I should have recorded that side. Now, I got to put those 2 screws back in. So, if you lost a screw, you'll have extra. This one. Definitely makes it easier to put them in if you take them out. Go. Good. Tight. Everything seems tapped. Nice. All right, there we go. That is the front. All right, now if you're not putting any of that paint protection film on there, you're all finished. So thanks for watching, and give me a comment down below. Let me know if I helped you out any. I hope it wasn't too much of a pain for you. I hope I give you some tips to make this a little smoother. They do all fit. It's just they fit tight. It's probably a good thing in a way. That way the fender fits nice and tight against your truck. I think they look really awesome. You're all finished if you're not putting that on. But now I got to put this little blue tape on all the way around them, and then I'm going to take it off, and that's going to show me where to put the paint protected film on. I think I'm going to take a little break, put my truck out in the sun for an hour or two. I think it'd help these form a little better. So when I go put them on a second time, it'll go on a little easier. Let me show you how they did end up fitting. There's maybe a little tiny gap in this front one, and it fits really nice everywhere. But really good all the way around. Now I kind of wonder if that right there, where it's a little gap, once it gets in the sun for a while, that'll tighten right up, I think. Like I said, I'm going to pull this outside, let it sit in the sun for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm pulling it back in, and I will go to the next step. But for you, it's only going to be like a second. If you're already sitting in the sun, I guess maybe let your truck sit for a little bit. All right, now I have my scissors sitting here. I'm going to take this little blue tape, and I'm going to outline this fender flare. And I'm going to try to stay, I don't know, maybe right around 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little closer to it. I'm going to go all the way around this. I'm going to start right here because this is already paint protection film right there. So I'm not going to double that up. This is a little tedious. I really don't want my car chuck jacked up. And you just pull it out. You slowly go around there. Put your glasses on, so you can see, because I'm getting blind as I get older. Just keep going. I think I'm a little bit closer than 1/8 of an inch. But I want that paint protection film to go a little bit higher than my gasket. This blue tape is really nice because you can really turn it. I can go right around this. Where my gas cap's at. This is definitely probably one of the trickiest spots. Pull it up a little if you mess up. I learned this from, but he used painter's tape. 518 fishing or something like that. Or 618, I don't know. Maybe you guys have seen him. He's got a Toyota Tundra too. It's not fun, but I hope it saves my paint because I don't want to jack my truck all up. Cut that. Cut it way off beyond it. And then wrap it up around. There we go. All right, now before I rip all these off, I'm going to go and do my other couple fenders. I got 2 more to do, and then I'm going to take this off and put that paint protection film on, and I'll let you know how I ended up cutting my paint protection film. Control, push, control, push, control, push. So right down here, I stopped right there because I'm going to put that paint protection film right along that. All right, now this is what it ended up looking like all the way around. I got it pretty close to that, like 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Now I'm going to take this fender off, and like I said, I stopped right here because there's already some good paint protection film there. So I'm going to stop right there. Let me take this fender flare off. Oh, and don't forget, if you didn't put this little piece on that went up underneath, right down here, that was the first thing we took out. Here we go. All right, still got to do I just did this one. I got to do my rear wheel, so I'm going to show you how I did this. But the best way is to cut that about, I don't know, what is that, half an inch? Cut this, yeah, that's what I thought. This is about a half an inch wide. I didn't really measure, I just kind of guessed. If you make this 3/4 of an inch wide, it's going to be a lot harder to go around these curves. I have a real sharp curve right back here. You can even see it right there. Right here's a real sharp curve, and it stretches right around there without getting all bubbled up. If you make that wider, it's not going to stretch. I did the other side already, and I made it wider, and it was a lot harder. Now you can't see it because the fender flare covers it all up, except for the edge is perfect, but the inside's not. But it's definitely easier to put on if you make this stuff a half an inch wide. I'll show you how I've been cutting it. It's really not crazy rocket science, but I just guess a half an inch, and I cut with my scissors. Nice to have a good sharp set of scissors. You just try to cut as straight as you can, because this stuff is stretchy, so when you go around that, it's going to look straight. That's all I did. And I'm better at because I'm right-handed, I'm better at cutting on the left side of this. If you're left-handed, you're probably going to cut from that side. There we go. All right, I got this front fender off, and I got a piece of my paint protection film cut. Now I'm going to start here and run that sucker around. Before I start, I'm going to clean that off with some alcohol real quick. Make sure that thing is nice and clean.
Wipe on that blue stripe. Nice and clean.
And that alcohol dries like instantly. I'm going to start on this left side. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go over this cut, and then I'm going to take an X-Acto knife. I have an X-Acto knife. That's a new tool I'm using, and I'll cut that when I'm done, and I'll just tuck that down in that crack. And when I get it done, I'm going to use this yellow little squeegee that come with it. Squeegee it out. X-Acto knife. Okay. Turn your light on. Where's my glasses? I can't see. I gotta put glasses on. If you guys been watching my channel for a while, probably didn't realize I have cheaters, because I'm freaking going blind. I'm just going right up against that blue tape. Stretching it a little, just a little. Stretches right around that corner. Push it on. And you probably want to cut, when you cut this off, try to cut it like probably closer to a half an inch wide. It goes around them corners way easier. Just got to work your way around that corner. Do right on the edge. Worry about the edge.
Fix it later.
Cut this right here. Then you'll take this little yellow squeegee that comes with it, and you rub right along that. Don't push, just pull, and it will get that stuck down real nice. Yeah. You need a headlamp. If you don't have a headlamp, you can't see. And then when I put that fender flare on, you won't even see that. I can see it sticking more of it down. See, there's a couple bubbles, but they're inside. You'll never see it. Move your light around, you can see better sometimes. I just got to cut that with the X-Acto knife. Move around. Maybe if you have a different color chuck, it might be easier. This white's probably the hardest to do. That squeegee definitely pushes it down real nice. Probably can't even see it from back there. All right, put in this plug in. Remember I told you had to put this plug in the back fender right up under here. It's a pain in the butt. But I ended up, at least with this one, I ended up using one of my old ones, and I used this little pair of pliers. It's bent to push the plug in, and then put the other piece in once you got the plug in. I don't know. I just hope it goes okay for you, because that was kind of a pain. I got that one. Now I gotta do the other side. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped you install these fender flares, or maybe you were just watching this to see how they went on and to see if you wanted to buy some. Give this video a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers in the next year. I would really appreciate it. Comment down below if you did subscribe to my channel. God bless and have a great day.